Hi guys, this is Phil. I'm recording this on my Sony A7C camera, so it should be relatively quiet with the Tamron 28 to 200 millimeter lens because there's no noise. Unlike I previously had a full frame lens that was making all sorts of noise and it was just not suitable for filming videos. It was great as just a still lens, but for video it's just not possible with that lens because of the noise it was making, mostly the tiny little motors. This one should be pretty quiet. I'm gonna zoom in just to show you. See, it's quiet. You're not hearing the sound. So, oh, it's all blurry because I think I need a minimal. Yeah, it's all blurry. I need a minimal focus distance. All right, so what we have here is Faker from Masterverse. It came in a rather boring box. If you've gotten the Masterverse box, it's just all generic blue with the Netflix thing, and it's just I think it's a very boring, uninspiring package. But I mean, I didn't design it. I think it looks terrible. It looks all generic. It looks all the same. But yeah, but this is Faker. Now, what's funny is the default head is actually this head here. Let's see if we can get it in a little closer here. And it's like a half, kind of like cyborgish head. And it also came with the regular human head, but I took off the hair and I put it on the T1000 head or the T800 head because I think it looks much better with hair. And it does kind of look like a bit like Arnold Schwarzenegger, just a little bit. I mean, just his chin. And it also came with the orange Skeletor vest, and it also came with the He-Man H thing. This is my preferred look for Faker, or at least the Masterverse Faker. And the shield and the sword is orange as well. I think it looks great. I think, in fact, all the Masterverse figure is, in my opinion, very good, and it has really great articulation. It looks like really good toys, and I mean, it is. I think it's really good toys. Mattel is really doing a great job in distribution as well because you can find these everywhere, unlike G.I. Joe Classified, where you cannot find it anywhere. Let's see. I'm gonna get a bit of light here. Let's get rid of this box. Speaking of Mattel, I also did find the other Faker, the Origins Faker, which, let's zoom in for a little bit. So I was very happy to have that because I found this wave, and so I found Merman Lord of Power version, the Evelyn and Fisto, but I did not find Faker because somebody bought that figure. But I was happy to find it at Walmart, and so it's pretty awesome to find it just randomly sitting on the shelf, and so there you go. And it looks great. It does have this robot thing underneath his chest, and I'm not sure if I like the hair being all reddish. For some reason, I don't remember it being that red. His armor is orange, which is crazy against that blue. And it's kind of funny, but you never understood why people were fooled that this was He-Man because it's clearly not He-Man. In the Masterverse version, at least he looked kind of has skin tone until you get rid of the skin around his body and you reveal that he's a robot underneath. I think this is more menacing and it's more realistic, but I still would have preferred it all blue, like in my opinion, because the toy is blue. But I think this version is great as well. I mean, the Masterverse version. Okay, so here's He-Man compared to a Faker. As you can see, they're basically the same body except for the new sculpt for Faker. and of course the armor swap for the Skeletor version. He again, he does come with this He-Man chest as well, so you can obviously swap it out if you want. Yeah, so it's again, I really like the Faker. It is a little more expensive because it's in a bigger packaging with the extra arms or extra hands and heads and stuff like that. So it is $30 or $40. I don't remember how much I paid for it now, but it's a little more expensive than the Masterverse figure. The Masterverse is only $20. So this is either 30 or possibly 35, because I know Battlecat is $40. And for Battlecat, it's actually quite a good deal because he's huge. First of all, I mean, Battlecat is just massive. I think it's well worth the $40 that they're asking for. Even though I feel like nobody's buying the Masterverse figures because I keep seeing them on shelf. I know people are buying them, but I mean, I am, because I think the figures look great, but I think a lot of people are reacting to the television show, which is basically the Tila show. And yeah, and I don't think people like that, and they don't. Well, it's hard to explain, but it's a boys' cartoon, and it should be based on the boys and He-Man and all these manly, muscular guys, you know, not Tila and the Sorceress. So it's a little different. I think if they had told the fan what to expect, it would be a different story. But I know Kevin Smith basically lied and said that it's all about He-Man, it's not about Tila or whatever, but it's not true. If you watch the cartoon, it's clearly focused on Tila, and it's her story. But yeah, they could have pitched it just a little differently. I think it would have cushioned the fall, I guess, cushioned the blow, I guess. I mean, hey, at least we got great toys, right? And I think that's, you gotta look on the bright side of things, even though even if you don't enjoy the cartoon. I am kind of bummed that they killed off, spoiler alert, but they killed off Mossman right away. So he showed up and he died basically. Kind of, I think they needed to introduce him to give him the action figure, and then but the cartoon, they did him dirty. They just got rid of him, and it's really a shame. Because the action figure is one of the most sought, or at least when it first came out, everybody wanted this figure. And then now that they made him such a, you know, an idiot, nobody wants this figure. I don't know. That's just my view of it. But anyway, Faker Masterverse out now at Target. I think it's a Target time exclusive. It will be available to other stores like a couple months from now if you don't shop at Target.